Good morning, everyone. This is Life Issue. My name is Blessing. Thank you so much for tuning to my channel this morning on a very exciting. I don't know how I feel seeing this manifesto today. I have been waiting for PO manifesto to come and to it to be given to us publicly for us to actually see the manifesto. So finally, we have the Labour Party manifesto. Yes, I am so excited, like, to be frank with you. Now, like so many of us, this is the first time we are actually looking at a political party manifesto. I don't know about you, but I know that a lot of Nigerian youths, they've not actually in their life ever asked a political party to give account or to actually be be this scrutinized, okay, by the public. For me personally, when the manifesto was shared to us, I was like, okay, I needed time to read the manifesto. I wanted to know what is in this manifesto. Now, if you have not, I'm going to say, if you have not read this manifesto, I'm going to ask you, please, as a Nigerian, this is not just glamour for good governance on social media and not actually going deep dive to know what is in this manifesto. What are they saying that they will do for Nigerians? Okay, what is Labour Party promising that if they win the election that they will do? And it is our, let me, constitutional right to make sure that if we vote in Peter Obi, that he must, I use the word must, follow what he has promised us. Now, the title of their manifesto is Our Part with You. So their part with Nigerians. I'm like, okay, they're making a part with us, like a promise to us that they will do this. And that in so many parts of this manifesto, which we're going to be sharing very soon, Pio kept saying, we promise, we will. And I'm like, wow, this is a breath of fresh air. I have never seen it this way in Nigeria. I've never seen a manifesto this good. I have never seen a Nigerian political party manifesto before. So this is for me the first time of actually reading it thoroughly. I was really very detailed in reading this manifesto. I actually had time to underline what they said, and to be frank with you, I will be holding them accountable for them to keep to their promise. I don't know about you. So let's go to the main thing that they promised. Now, to be frank with you, this is their main commitment. If you read their main commitment to Nigerians, oh dear, you will understand they say to secure Nigeria and end banditry and insecurity and unite our dear nation to manage our diversity such that no one is left behind. All right, so when I read this, I was like, wow. So that was the first promise that he made. That was the first thing that, the manifesto started with. And you all will agree with him and the Labour Party that this is our core issue in Nigeria. It is our diversity where we're not united. The fact that a Nigerian, from South will see their own brother who is actually from the North and believe that, that person is not Nigeria enough. Okay, that's the point. And he said, secure and unite our dear nation. I'm my dear. I'm so happy that he felt it was very important. Okay, he felt that he needs to actually make sure that Nigerians are actually together, that we are actually together, that we work together. And if you read some, I'm going to bring out the manifesto because I think you need to actually say it. If you go through what was promised in that particular first section of the promise of the manifesto, you okay, let me just, I think I'm sharing my screen now. Let me go to my download and actually bring out the manifesto because there's so much written in it. That's our part to create a better Nigeria. Oh dear, I'm so excited. I am so excited. Right, so this is the first bit. I mean, I love the pictures that he used. Thank God he removed those Lagos states and all of those their issues and whatever they were saying. This is what he now used this, and this is the first commitment where he pinpointed 7 core priorities that they will be making sure will happen. And when he started with the first priority, because the way it's written, it's good to go to school. Hey, it's good to be educated and have people around you that actually understands the need of Nigerian people and the youth. So when he started with the core priorities and what the first thing he needs to talk about, the first thing he talked about was the insecurity in Nigeria. The insecurity in Nigeria. You know, he said he would deal decisively. And let me tell you something. Over the years, I have always said it. I've always said it. That the way that the banditries, the people. So I don't know if you guys are seeing what I'm showing you. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, so yeah, let me just go back and show you guys what he actually said. The first thing he said he was going to do was about one of his first promises was about insecurity, and yeah, he was talking about securing Nigeria. And to me personally, this is the reason why Nigerians and diasporas are not coming back. This is one of the main reasons why people are afraid to invest in Nigeria. And our diversity is also one of the reasons why we are not that united. Where the present administration, we all know how he actually further divided Nigeria by the many positions and many what will I say now? His administration was divided. It was skewed to only one part of Nigeria. And thank God that PO understands that diversity and to secure Nigeria and to end banditry and insurgency is his first job. To be frank with you, this is the first job. And thank God he has listened to the diaspora and he understands that he needs to make sure that the armed forces, the police, and all the security agencies are working. As it is now, they are not working. They are not working. So thank God that PO understands that, and he's going to make sure that that happens. And there's so much he said. There's so much, Oh dear, hold on. I'm trying to get so many, and then he talked about to reform. He talked about educating. He talked about improving the police. He talked about making sure is this manifesto is so much. So I'm just breaking it down for those of you that will say, a 60 something page, I mean, I can't read it all. So I'm just telling you, okay, let me just give you a little bit of what was inside so that if you cannot go and read it, at least you can say, okay, I've seen a little bit and this is what I want. We need to understand what was in that manifesto or what is in that manifesto. So that was, he talked, and there was so much about insecurity. Please go and read it. Um, it was more like 4 or 5 pages talking about to secure Nigeria. Then he went on to consumption and production. This is where PO painted his blueprint, what he is actually going to do. What is those things that those, sometimes I see PO when he's being interviewed and they're asking him, what are you going to do? Name it, be very specific. Oh yeah, all of them now where they ask him that question. It's about time you finally read the manifesto because he detailed his plan. He was very specific about what he's going to do, about the oil sector, about the infrastructure industry, about finance and investment. He was very, very detailed. And to be frank with you, when you read through it, okay, let me just read some of the part that I actually loved. When he was trying to talk about let me just bring the beats that, yeah, let me, this beats. When he was talking about China, we are coming to run an entrepreneurial state able to double Nigerian GDP in short time and abolish extreme poverty like China that removed 750 million from poverty through economic policy that emphasizes social markets. Our focus is to ensure that wealth is created through sector that improve the well-being of all Nigerian citizens. Our theory of change is democratic citizenship. Therefore, we prioritize in economic and social rights under Chapter 2 of the Constitution and implement this right through social program and projects that empower the people and mainstream the poor first in access to critical services. I know the Abado people might say, what are he cannot tell you those programs. He cannot be as more or deeper than what he has said now. He's not going to give you guys the integrity of what he is going to do. But this is his focus. He is going to bring out a lot of program, that will tackle poverty. Okay. And he is actually, and the paragraph to say, securing a united Nigeria and growing her economy requires steady and trust hand. So he's going to make sure that he brings in capable hands. And this is where I keep saying it, Nigerians in diaspora who actually have this expertise will be needed. We're not going to be having an old man like Mohammed or Muhammad, whatever what his name is. People who do not have anything anymore upstairs, who should be at home resting with their grandchildren and great grandchildren, running our country. We're going to be having capable hands, okay? And I'm very happy that it is part of his plan and part of his manifesto promise to Nigerians. So, listen, if you have not read this, if you have not actually gone through this, he talked a lot about industry revolution. And this is a man who understands what manufacturing would do. What are the gains of agriculture-led manufacturing and export? And his manifesto actually dived into what he's going to do and how he's going to, structure the Nigerian economy through manufacturing. And I don't know, I love the way he called it industrial revolution, such as electricity and rail network in a multimodal transportation system. We need to, this manifesto is very, very detailed. It has so much. And he talked about building expansive and world-class infrastructure for efficient power supply, railroads, and air transportation. Listen, guys, please, don't say I am telling you because it's not me. You go and read this manifesto for yourself. Go and read it. Make sure that you have read it. Please study it as a book so that later, if anything is happening, you can say, I saw the manifesto and he promised us this. This is why I am reading this. And to be frank with you, I'm going to start sending it to some Nigerians who do not actually understand what manifestos are. In this part of the world, in the UK, the last prime minister that we had was actually taken down because she went against the party manifesto. The Conservative had a party manifesto, but she went against it, and that was why there was an uprising against her, and actually her party decided to call her in, and they asked her to resign. So we know that in Nigeria, we have not practiced, or what will I say, gone through the democratic process the way we should do it. But this is the first time we are having someone saying, I am going to do this. You know what? I am accountable to the people. I am going to make sure that I deliver what I promised the people of Nigeria. And we need to actually read this and give him that chance to prove himself. His manifesto is not copied and paste like the Abados that went to go to Awolowo and went to go and get other. No, this is Peter Obi. I mean, his manifesto is what this guy has been saying in the town hall. There's no difference between what he's been saying and what the manifesto is saying, to be frank with you. Whereas strengthening of product quality support to ensure our products are the right. This is a man that understands the market. He knows the market. He is part of the market. He understands the those little minute detail of of trading, and he knows what to do. So, my dear, please, I beg una, go and read this. Go and read this. Go and read this. Go and read. It is very important. And not only that, he went. I love the fact that he did not forget the state governors. He was once a state governor, and we all know that the Nigerian system is not true federalism. We all know that. We all know that there's always this dual taxation problem. The state governors are actually being strived of money. The only money that they get is the oil winfield or oil, sharing that they normally do. The state government needs to now, like he said, widen the tax net. I love this guy. I love, you know what? This guy is a man that understands the act of governance. He understands what needs to be done. He's not someone that, like Atiku, who has not governed his state before, has not been part of he has not felt this. So he promised the state governors to empower them, to look into the tax system, to look into the authorization, to consolidate some parts. And if I'm a state governor and I read this part is like a two-page also, where he explained what he's going to do, even in his own security aspect. He talked about decentralized state and local security, state security, and federal security. I know Nigerians don't understand. I mean, I live in the UK. We have community security. We have community policing. So people don't get it. I mean, Nigerians say, oh, everything Nigeria. But no, so community policing is very important. You need people in your local environment that can identify the evil ones or the people that are doing the ills and that they can actually report them to the police department. So we need to actually, but he said he's going to refine it. And I love the fact that when he gives some of the things that he said he was going to do, he accepts the fact that there needs to be training, there needs to be structure, and there needs to be a way of making things to work. And this is a man saying, you know what, we're not getting it right. We need to think about our processing and the things that we are doing as Nigerians to get things right. And I am so happy that he has actually detailed what he is going to do. Deploy state of art military technology to fight. We all know these are the things that we have spoken on social media. We have clamored for this. We have said this. Even during answers, we have said this. We have fought for the police. We've told them we are fighting for you guys. We are saying that you guys are not well trained. You guys are not well equipped. This man is coming and he's saying he will help you guys. He will do this. Guys, if you're a policeman, a military, any paramilitary, go and read the manifesto. Read it for yourself, and you understand that the only person you should be voting in this election Okay, guys. I mean, sorry, guys. That was a little breaking transmission. No, no, Leopard did not take lights. I mean, just just my internet going off. But thank you so much for all of you that have been watching. I'm going to talk about the last bit of this manifesto that actually got me like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, this is beautiful. Is the last bit is when he talked about the legal system of Nigeria. I mean, guys, please go and read this. He actually talked about strengthening the legal system of Nigeria, and he talked about making them to be much more, non what will I say now? Being not being anonymous, like not anonymous now. What would I use it now? To be independent. That's the right word to use. He talked about making our customary law system to be part of the federal law and reforming the judicial and all of the other enforcement regulatory arms of government. And of course, we know that we are this is overdue. The EFCC and all the last now and everything. We know the problem that we have in Nigeria, where they are habitually abusing their power almost every day. It's kind of like this is a norm now. And so, guys, I know I'm here trying to get all the points across to you so that you have a little bit of something to refer to, but I am not going to do justice to this um, document. You need to actually go and read it by yourself. That's all I can say. If I tell you that by doing this, that making justice of it, I'm lying. This document is a document that you need to read for yourself and actually know what is in there. So let me just it's not I know people will say, oh, is a very big page, but it isn't. It is something that if you are really interested in Nigeria, you will take time to read. I'm showing you guys what is in there. Um, Please, if you need the documents, I'm going to be posting it. What will I put it on my Facebook? I think Facebook. I don't think Facebook takes PDF, but I'll try to see if I can post it anywhere. Or you can send me a tweet or DM, and I'll send it to you personally if you don't have it. But this document is all over, is everywhere, and I'm showing you some bits here to secure Nigeria. There's so much here that you also need to be aware and read and understand and ask questions so that the next time he's coming to your town hall or he's going to be talking to you, you can actually ask him questions based on the manifesto. I know that some of the opposition party, what they're going to be doing today is to be looking at this manifesto, looking at this, document, and be talking about it throughout the day on social media. But you also, that is also an LB supporter. If you've not read it yourself, how are you going to be able to answer them? Sorry, guys, when they come with all those their talk, how are you going to be able to answer them? So it is very important that you yourself, you read them, and then when they talk, you can answer them back with the facts. I remember that this election is about issue based, so we're not just going to be. I love one about Obi. I love the fact that he had statistics on all of his documents. For each one of them, he had things to back up, and he was very specific about what they're going to do, and he keeps saying, we will, we will this, we address it, we'll seek to, we will. And thank God he did not say I. I love the fact that he's also saying him and his party and his team, that his VP and his team. It's all about we, not I. It's my turn. I am the one. I am the Messiah. I am no. It's not I. It's we. Thank you, Mr. Obi. Thank you for showing them what leadership is all about. It's about being together with, in a working team. And yeah, there's so much, so much, so much, so much. Now, even the power was not, it wasn't left out. Hey, my dear, me, February, after February, me, I the waka go Niger. I they go Niger, go see Niger. I'm telling you, because I cannot wait for Peter Obi to actually be made the president of Nigeria. Now, the bit that got me, I'm gonna go off sharing because I cannot. This thing is how many pages? Let me even go to the page. How many page documents? And people keep saying, is it 50, 62 page or whatever? There are some pages that you don't need. That is where his resume are. So the main document is like, I think is, let me say, not even 41. The main document, all this, you don't need to read it. The main document stops at 37. So the other ones are just his picture, his biography, and I'm going to talk about that later. So you read the main document and leave the other ones, okay? So it's so much, it's so much about this. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to tell you the bit that I really loved. That was the ending bit, a part of his document. This so it's not large, it's just 37 that you need to read. It's not 72. We're talking about the other pictures and other information that is there. The bit that you need to know is the one that is the 37 document. Now, the bit that I actually loved when he talked about Nigerian youth. Yes, 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 yes. I love that. He said to enhance the human capital of Nigerian youth for productivity and global competitiveness through investment in world-class scholarship and research on quality healthcare and entrepreneurship education. Thank you, the Nigerian youth. We were represented. There were so many things he talked about: the need of Nigerian youth, they need to educate, they need to empower, they need to provide. There's so much in this document for Nigerian youth that I will ask you, please, if you're a youth, we have clamored to be part of this, this political change. And Peter Obi actually heard, and he has listened, and he has included your place, and he has actually promised a lot. We need to hold him accountable. We have been the engine of this Labour Party movement. What we want is for him to know that even after his election, we are going to hold him accountable. So, guys, please, 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 let's hold him accountable. Let's make sure that we read the part that he promised and what he has promised the Nigerian youth and what he promised to do and how he promised to do them, so that if he actually changes, we can actually say, oh, you promised this. And I love what this man says. We are a different breed. We are connected to the people. We are honest, competent, and humble, but determined to take lock hands together with Nigerians and rebuild our economy, restore trust in government, and give Nigerians reason to love and adore their country again. We share the pains of Nigerian citizens everywhere in Nigeria. We should say everywhere in the world, though. I'm making a correct that man. No, can say everywhere in the world. Daily, we hear the stories of deprivation and degradation. We know that every part of Nigeria is blessed with men and women who can create wealth for themselves and for their society. We know that the problem is not ethnicity or religion. The problem is not geographic. The problem is not our weather. The problem is our leadership. Thank you, Peter B. Thank you so much. The problem is a leader that is not attuned to the people, does not believe in the people, and will never serve the people's interests. Myself and my vice president are a different breed. We are honest, we are competent, we will serve Nigeria from the slide, and we will create prosperity and unity through exemplary leadership. You see, there were so many things Peter Obi actually named and said in this manifesto. He accused the ruling people who are ruling Nigeria, people who has been in leadership, of being there for their selfish interests. Go and read the manifesto. He talked about people who just go there to enrich themselves and their family. And he talked about his exemplary leadership skill when he was in Anambra State. And this is why most of us are supporting this guy, because He has set the precedent. He has set the precedent. He's someone that's saying, look, I do not lead to get my friends and my family rich. Go and ask, go and verify what I did in Anambra State. I led for the people. I led to help the people. And this document also repeated this. He accused some leaders, and he's not shy to do that. I love the fact that he has documented this. And we can say, okay, Oga, you promised us this, so you said, but we heard that you have given maybe 20 lands in Asokoro to your brother. Why now? And this man is someone that some of us in the UK, we know, we have seen, or we have heard about his, brothers and his wife, and how they live a very humble life in the UK. So we know that this man is going to lead from example. So please, guys, I'm not. There's so much about this. I don't even know where to start. I don't want to get this to be an hour video. I wanted to just highlight the synopsis of this document, so that if you don't have the time, you can say, okay, I've watched this video and I've gotten some key points. He ended this by saying, our government will pursue a combination of state-led public-private initiatives to drive the penetration of broadband infrastructure and information super high necessary to empower smart industrialization. We will ensure that the federal government offers meaningful incentive to cooperative and industry that make discernible efforts to transit to clean and alternative energy. I'm not going to read everything. Oh my God, guys, if we miss P2B, if we ever, as a country, meet P2B, I swear, Nigeria, we need another 50 years for us to get back here. This is a man, after all this, he put out his credentials out there. He has always put out his credential out there. We all know that. But in his manifestation, in his manifesto, he went further to put out his manifesto. Go and actually go through P2B manifesto, and please tell me in your heart of hearts, if you will not want this kind of a person to rule you. Biko, just tell me, if you have a company and you're hiring, are you going to hire an incompetent people that live in Dubai, or some people that have houses with their children and they have embezzled money from estates and they have made estates to pay them forever? Even when they die, their children will inherit the money. Is that the person you want to rule? Or do you want a man that have tested, seen, and yet did not take anything from the government house? Who do you want to rule? Not only that, and I love the fact that in everything that he did, he also put that on, but I'm not going to put that on here. My focus was not on that. It was on P2B. He put his manifesto out there for you and I, and also put out his credential. Who do we want us to have as the next president of Nigeria? A man who is hiding his credential, whom we do not know anything about, apart from the lies that we have been given? Or is it an open man who has come out to give us everything about himself? And on top of that, he says, go and verify. He's not afraid to be accountable. We can talk about this from morning till night, but let your conscience rule you. Let, at the end of the day, come February, you will tell yourself, I did the best for my country. He has put out his previous position. You know, one thing I like about P2B, we have all this. We can call people that work with him there. We can actually say, okay, when P2B was this person, how was he? We will have access to his information. It's not hidden. We are not working with a ghost. This man is clear, is out there, and yet people are voting people that we know that their history, credential is dubious, is not verifiable. A lot of information are coming out. And yet we are asking ourselves, who should we vote? No, we should know who to vote, unless you are not a straightforward person. All right, guys, this is me bringing down a little bit information for you about the document that was just released that is going viral. And so that when you are having that conversation with the Abado and the Atiku people, you can say they can do it. We believe in Obidati. We believe in this team. And what they have said is they will secure Nigeria for us. They will make sure that the rule of law in Nigeria is back because it was taken for a long time. They said that they will bring infrastructure back in Nigeria and put those things back, make our pipeline to work, make sure that the power, the rail and the roads are actually working. They have promised, remember, that they will bring Nigeria from consumption to production. Is there in their manifesto. Go and read it. And not just that, there are statistics for him to show and for him to verify information about what is happening in Nigeria currently, what has been happening, how many years. The people say, oh, during this person, what Nigeria has been going. And when I looked at this, this data that Obi offered, I was like, what? Seriously? So we have been going down the drain for how many years now and we did not know. And yes, someone will come out and say Buhari has been working. Please, guys, go and look at the data. Obi gave it to us. What has been happening to Nigeria for how many years now? Well, that's like 7 years. We have been going down the drain, guys. So let people not tell you Buhari is working. No, Buhari has been mortgaging our future. So it's there. Read it. And then he has promised to work with the Nigerian youth. Work with the Nigerian youth. That is his main point, and he calls it his 7-point agenda. And to be frank with you, me as a person, I am happy that he brought it out. I've read it, and I'm going to say I am more gingered to support this man more than ever before. What about you? Do you have your PVC? Are you ready for the election? Are you convincing people out there to vote Bill? If you are not, may Nigeria happen to you. Thank you so much for watching. I am praying to God that come February, we'll have these two men being the president of Nigeria and we'll be proud Nigerians again. And we'll reclaim our fatherland from the crunches of wicked and unreasonable men. Thank you so much. God bless you.